Hello, what is up, everybody? Okay, what's poppin'? So today we are doing a fire sign month of March reading. So we're gonna do a reading for the fire signs for this month of March. So what you have in front of you are the three signs. So we have Aries right here on the bat, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And you can apply this to your sun, moon, and rising, okay? But just to remind you, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I will have the timestamps for you down below, and let's just get straight into the reading. Alrighty, hello Aries. Okay, so your guys' overall energy for this month is the bat. Darkness, letting go, death leading to rebirth. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, the underlying forces that causes some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat becomes swiftly encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, as the new day dawns, no more lingering in the past. When in balance, accepts, adapts, adjusts. When out of balance, refuses to let go, reminisces to bring into balance, watch the sunrise. Okay, so the bat teaches us a lot when it comes to taking flight when one knows it is time to take flight. I feel like you've been hiding in the shadows a lot this past couple of months, and you've been trying to sort of, I feel like, ground your energy in some form of way, and now is finally the time for you to be able to let that energy out, because now you know exactly what it is you need to do for you to be able to let that energy out, which is such a beautiful thing about Pisces' month. But to me, it feels like you are going to be spreading your wings and flying once again this month. I feel like you've probably been very much having your energy be very low, very, I don't know why, but I feel like you guys have been less than what you once were, not necessarily in a bad way, but just I feel like you just haven't been really in your element recently, and you're gonna go back into your element once again. Sorry, excuse me. It definitely feels like it's a very emotional time. You're going to be shedding a lot of old habits. You're going to be shedding a lot of old feelings, a lot of old emotions. It's mainly having to do with emotions, as we see the moon in the back, and the moon does represent our emotions. I feel like you're going to be more open and more willing to share and divulge in said emotions, and in said conversations having to do with how it is that you feel. You're going to be more open towards it. You're going to be more open towards communicating and talking about how it is that you feel this month, and how it is that you want to continue on the month, and how you want to grow on the month. And I feel like you're doing really good when it comes to just getting out of your comfort zone a little bit more, and wanting to, and not even just your comfort zone, but just the comfort zone that you built for yourself this past month, this past 2 months, this past whatever. I feel like you built yourself this form of comfort zone that just really wasn't a comfort zone, yeah, it just feels like maybe it just wasn't ideal for you. Maybe you're going through a lot of changes, and maybe you're going through a lot of changes when it comes to the way that you think and the way that you are. It is definitely rebuilding on something new. I feel like it's going to be a completely new thing, You're letting go of something to then be able to let something beautiful in. Also, you guys are very tired, and I would suggest a nap for you guys. Because, girl, I am not tired. I had a coffee, okay? So it's not me, it's you, honey. Y'all need to relax. Y'all need to take a break. You guys actually got 6 tarot cards today. The deck wanted to spit out an extra one for you, and I've already pre-shuffled and pre-taken out the cards for y'all, so that this can be a quicker process, because we just want to get the information and get out. So let me flip these for you. Yeah. The theme for this month is definitely getting in tune with your emotions and becoming one with your emotions. It definitely feels like you guys have always been in like battle mode and in standoff mode, and you are still doing that, but now you're doing it in a way that's not... You're doing it in a way now that involves more of who you truly are and not what you perceive yourself to be seen as by other people. I feel like you're starting to really get in tune with how weird and quirky and, you know, funky you are. Because I feel like there was a part of you that felt like you needed to withhold this sort of element of, you know, respect from people. But what you don't understand is that people respect you no matter how, like, people will respect you or not respect you no matter what. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. What you need to do is just do what feels genuine to you. And I feel like you guys had a moment there where you were really worried and, you know, hyper focusing on whether or not you are good enough for society and for just, you know, what people may perceive society, like, you to be, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, you really wanted to be one with society for some reason. Like, that was something that you were really focused on before. And I feel like now you're definitely coming out of your shell, and you're going to be showing everyone that, like, hey, I'm this gross, fucking crazy looking creature, but I fucking love being this crazy, gross, fucking looking creature. And I feel like you're embracing it now. Like, you're actually going to start embracing who you truly are and who you, like, want to be. And you're going to start doing it with a lot of assertiveness in your body and a lot of assertiveness in your heart. And I feel like there's like a perfect symmetry with yourself, because you know exactly what it is that you need to do, because you have the battle scars of past times when this has happened to you. You know, it's been your heart and your mind, you know, in a constant battle. And I feel like you're finally starting to realize that it doesn't have to be a constant battle. You could just do what your heart desires. You can just do what your heart wants you to do. Also, you have been feeling a bit, there's been a dry spell for you sexually as well. And, I'm sorry to inform, but that's going to continue, you know, this month. You're not really gonna, there is a chance of you possibly getting lucky, but I feel like it's not going to be a situation that you are going to feel the most happy about. And it's not going to come, I don't think it's going to be animalistic either. I feel like it's going to be from you're not going to like it because it's going to be different. That's what it is. You're not going to like it because it's going to be different from past situations of romance and past situations of sex. I feel like you may have a understanding or a, you know, you're used to sex being just reproductive and just animalistic for you. And I feel like you're finally going to start coming into one with yourself, where you actually start to see it as a fun thing to do. Because it's always been fun. Don't get me wrong. It's always been fun. But now I feel like you're not going to see it as such a taboo thing. Now it's going to be like an actual, like, this is just the funfetti of life, you know? It's not something that I need to be ashamed of. It's not something that I only need to use to have babies. It's not something that I do to only, you know, feed into like animalistic desires. I can also find love in this. Sorry, I really need the water. But you can also find love in it, and you can find there, I feel like you're going to find a different type of beauty in your sexual desires and in what you desire sexually. Also, you're just going to be alone with yourself a lot. You're going to be alone with your thoughts a lot this month. And it's for good reason. It's for a reason of being able to come out on the other side of dawn once this is over. You know what I mean? I feel like you are hiding away to then be able to come out, you know? And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you came out of the closet. Because there is a feeling of just finally feeling free enough and you enough to be able to fully express yourself and be yourself how you want to be. I feel this feeling of just recluseness, but it's recluse for the sake of being able to come out in a better situation, like in a better life, in a better light. You know, you are hiding away in the caverns and stuff, so you can come out on this, you know, brighter side of things. Also, I feel like you're not going to be fighting with people as much. There's not going to be as much, you know, there's not going to be as much, like, not necessarily like negativity, but just like, you know, arguments of some kind, petty arguments, like unnecessary arguments. Like, it's just, you're not going to have that anymore because you're not overthinking things as much anymore. You're going to be understanding of other people's emotions and your emotions and how it is that you feel in situations and how it is that, you know, maybe the way that you react makes someone else react, you know? I feel like you're really going to start coming into tune with yourself, and you're going to realize that you are a badass, but you're only a badass when you're being yourself. And that's when you feel the most happy. That's when you feel the happiest, is when you're just being you. Because you don't have to follow what the crowd says. You can take off your mask and be the person that you are on the inside, you know? And I feel like that's what's going to be so exciting for you, is that you're going to turn into this wonderful creature just because you took off your mask. You're finally letting yourself free, and you're finally looking at things through a different view. But at the same time, you're looking at it through the view of yourself. You're finally looking at things through only your eye. Like, only you get to see what is truly going on. You know what I mean? I feel like you really cared about the perception of other people and the perception of what others may have had of you, that it made it hard for you to want to be the person that you truly want to be. But since you're becoming one with yourself, I feel like now it's like, there's no necessity to care about other people's perception of you, or to care about what others may think of you, because I feel like that's another thing, is that you love to say that this isn't a situation that is currently bothering you or inhabiting you, but it is definitely bothering you and inhabiting you, because you're obviously there. You know, every action has a reaction, and why would you be coming into yourself if you didn't not before? You understand what I'm saying? Like, clearly there was definitely something in your energy that made you feel, that just made you feel like you weren't enough. And it's not even like good enough, bad enough. It's just, you just didn't feel like you were enough of something. You weren't enough of yourself. And I think that's what it is. It's just that you were not enough of yourself, and you're finally learning to be enough for yourself. And you're starting to realize that connections and things like that aren't the thing that make you you. You make you, you know? The beauty that you shine and the happiness that you shine, that's what makes you the person that you are. And if you're a shitty person, you'll be a shitty person. If you're a kind and cool person, then you'll be a kind and cool person. But it's like, it just depends on what it is that you give out. And I feel like now you're starting to give out more of what it is that you are. And I feel like you are this complex, quirky, you know, fun, eccentric, like, doesn't really know which side they're on type of person, and you just need to kind of go with the flow with that. Especially because you're very well equipped, you know, you're super well equipped. Like, I don't know, like you have a good amount of dignity, and you have a good amount of just everything. Like, you know exactly what it is that you are, like, good at. Not even superior at, just good at. You know what you're good at. So just keep being good at what you're good at. And you have a lot of protection on you as well. I mean, just think about it. You have your protection here on your leg. You have your protection on your arms. Another protection on your arm. Like, you're very, very protected. But it also feels like maybe you could have some wounds as well. And I feel like you're definitely overprotective of your sexuality and your sexualness. You're super overprotective of it, and it makes sense why you'd be overprotective of it. But I feel like you're starting to realize that it's you can find pleasure within yourself as well. You don't need to have another person to be able to fuck, you know. You can fuck yourself, like, literally. I feel like masturbation is not a very big thing for you, but maybe it will become a big thing for you this month. I'm also sensing a feeling of talking more and saying more, but saying less at the same time. You're saying exactly what it is that you need to say, you know? Like, you're going to start saying exactly what it is that you need to say, and I feel like you're going to start learning to not over-explain yourself and not overdo things as much. Because the thing with Aries is that Aries are always seen as children, but they're only seen as children because of their nature. And I feel like you're starting to realize that you can use that nature to your advantage. It doesn't have to be a negative connotation towards you. It can be a very positive connotation towards you. You just have to use it to your advantage. And I feel like you weren't using it to your advantage before. Because you want to be perceived as something that, I'm very sorry, but you're not. You want to be perceived as this all-seeing, like, powerful, you know, adult or whatever in the eyes of people that are never going to see you as that. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, when you come to terms with it, you can use it to your advantage. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be a negative thing unless you see it as a negative thing. But it's not negative. You just got to use the tools that the universe gave you to your advantage. And one of your advantages is the fact that nobody takes you seriously. Nobody sees you as someone that they can take seriously. Or not seriously, but people don't see you as someone that they can go to when it comes to like... emotional matters, but not like emotional like emotions, but like emotional like emotional, but like things that are out of your control. Like, people don't come to you when things are out of your control. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they know that you're going to want to try and make it your control when it's not something that you can control. And that's just something that you need to be okay with. Or you need to learn how to not be that type of person that wants to control things when it's out of your control. You understand what I'm saying? But I feel like you're definitely going to be understanding who you are more. And you're going to be understanding that you're just this little fun bundle of joy that's quirky, worky, and you just have to be okay with that. And I feel like you're starting to learn that you're okay with that, and that's a beautiful thing to be okay with. Okay, now I want to get you some advice cards. Okay, these are the only cards I'm shuffling on camera. May I please get some advice for Aries this month? I would just like advice for Aries. Advice cards for Aries, please. What advice do you have for Aries this month? I'm gonna move you a bit so I can shuffle these a little bit more comfy. Please get some advice for Aries. I took the one on the bottom and that one. Yeah, okay, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Arceus energy, physical and emotional healing. Art, manifestation, creative accountability. Yeah, see, okay, I feel like there's definitely something that you guys are going through when it comes to your sexualness and when it comes to your sexual desire, and also I feel like just peeling past sexual wounds. That is definitely going to be happening this month, and I feel like that's why I definitely got that energy from this card. And I feel like you're just going to start... you're going to start understanding that certain things were not your fault. Do you understand what I'm saying? Certain things were not your fault. There are other things that you are at fault for. That is only for some of you. You know, remember, this is a general reading. There are things that some of you are at fault for, and I feel like you're also going to be learning that as well. You're just going to start becoming one with yourself, and you're going to start realizing that you really are the creator of what it is that you make and what it is that you do. And so if you decide to paint an ugly thing, then you are going to end up with an ugly painting, you know. But you are starting to understand that that's what happens when you do that. And if you want to paint a beautiful painting, you will paint a beautiful painting. It just really is up to you what type of painting you want to paint. And you're going to be transforming. I mean, you're going to be transforming into a whole new type of version of yourself, into a whole new version of you. I feel like you're going to be opening yourself up to different, you know, avenues, to different ideas, to different experiences, because you're not going to be so focused on what other people may think of you when you do these things. And I feel like you used to think a lot about what people may think of you when you wanted to do some of these things. And you're not going to be thinking about shit like that anymore. You're going to let the sea of opportunity open up for you. You're gonna let yourself see the beauty in things that are unable to be explained and unable to be seen, you know, because there is a beauty in all of it. There's a beauty in all of this, and you're just going to become more aware of the rainbows when they're there, you know. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of inner healing. You're going to be doing a lot of inner healing. And just know that you are doing everything correctly, and you're doing everything the way that you know how to do it. And if you feel like you don't like in certain avenues how you're going about things, then you have every power to change that for yourself. You have every power to have a conversation with someone, telling them, hey, I'm sorry I made you feel this way. Hey, I'm sorry I fucked up. You have that power to do that. And I feel like you need to understand that you are a kid, but you are not a kid. Okay? Just because you're an Aries does not mean that you're not 25. Does not mean that you're not 35, you know? Like, it does not mean that you're not 45. Like, you are an adult. So it's like, unless you really are a child, but if you're a child watching this, then, like, you know, what are you doing? But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you hold the paintbrush, and I feel like you need to understand that there are times when your paintbrush can hurt a canvas, and it's your job to fix that canvas and to fix and to help that canvas after you ruin it. And it's all perception on whether you ruined it or not, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you want to fix it or not. So yeah, I don't know. You're definitely coming back into your light, and you're realizing things about yourself this month, and I feel like it's going to be a beautiful amount of growth for you, and I feel like you're going to be learning things that you really, really needed to learn, and I'm just glad that it's happening now. And hopefully, you know, it continues happening up until your birth month in April. But yeah, definitely get this shit done now, so within your birthday month is fun as fuck. But yeah, there's that, baby. I forgot to say, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'm excited to see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hello, Leos. This is your guys' reading, okay? This time, or this month, you are embodying the energy of the Scorpion, which is a passionate, competitive, and tends towards isolation. Okay, the Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers, and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they're left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty, forgiveness. Okay, so I definitely feel like the Scorpion has left their mark on someone or something, and they're starting to feel a bit of remorse from it. I feel like you have definitely wasted a lot of your time and energy on this situation that has happened. Which is why I feel like your little pincers are the same color as this. I feel like you have been feeling a feeling of like what is and what and why is it the way that it is. You're definitely looking for a bright future, and you're looking for a brighter situation, and I feel like you're looking for just kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like it feels very light at the end of the tunnel. It feels very like 007, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like you're honing in on something, and that is the only thing that you really want to hone in on. And I feel a sense of determination and a feeling of wanting to run straight first into something, but understanding and knowing that if you do that, you may get squashed, but there's still a feeling of determination there. Like, I just sense a lot of determination from the Scorpio, from the Scorpion, not the Scorpio, but from the Scorpion card. But yeah, you Leos are definitely, there's a feeling of your guys' energy definitely expanding and wanting to expand, but I just feel like there's something stopping you at the moment. I feel like there's just something that's not letting it cultivate to the amount that you want it to cultivate to. I'm definitely feeling like a hesitation, or like a, no, don't say that, like, don't talk about this, like, don't do that, like, I'm feeling like a sense of like, I want to say everything that I want to say, but no, I shouldn't. It's like I'm feeling like that feeling from you guys. Okay. Now, let me get into your tarot. Okay. I've already pre-shuffled and taken out the cards and stuff. Just so I can be a quicker process for y'all. Just so I can get straight into your reading, because that's what we want, Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. I think I know what this is. Commitmentship. Okay. The Leos are afraid of commitmentship. Ooh, but they want commitmentship, but they don't, but they do. You guys are falling for someone, but you don't know what to do, because you're not falling for them that way. And I feel like you have so many eggs in so many different baskets, but at the same time you feel like your song is not being heard, or your song is not being sung the way that you want it to be sung. I'm definitely feeling like a sense of wasted time. It just feels like wasted time. Or like wasted emotions, maybe. Okay. It definitely feels like you guys, you are feeling like this feeling of like, what if? And it's a very strong what if. Like a very strong what if. But there's not enough to build off of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's not enough for you to be able to be cocky about it. Like, I feel like there's not enough information or commitment or like time, or even just like hanging out enough for you to be able to feel cocky the way that you normally feel cocky about things. And that's not a read to you guys, okay? I know Leos are, but you guys are very cocky in nature, and I feel like it's very funny that you have found something that you feel stumped in. You feel very stumped in this endeavor, and I feel like the endeavor that you're going through is definitely an endeavor of love, or an endeavor of relationship or commitmentship, or even just sexual frustration. But it's just, I feel like you have a wanting for more, which is why I feel like we keep seeing pinks and stuff. Like there's a wanting and a desire for more, and it mainly has to do with love, but there's not enough information for you to be able to like conceptualize what it is that you want to say or do, which is why you don't want to commit to anything right now, which is why you don't really want to commit to your emotions right now. It doesn't feel like something that you can really delve into because there's just not enough information really. It's just it's a very, like with the double tap pink, it just feels like it's a very scrolling down my feed, double tap, scrolling down my feed, double tap. Like it just feels very quick. Like there's not enough information. And I think that's why it's so hard for me to read these cards, because there's just not enough information, you know? Like it is sweet, you know, it makes you feel good, but just like with the coffee, you know, that shit ends after a while, you know? Like you're gonna have to go and buy out a new coffee, and I feel like you guys haven't bought yourself a new coffee in a while. I feel like this coffee has been sitting here and that's why it's cold. Like notice how there's no little like smoke lines coming out of it or anything. Like it's a cold cup of coffee that has been sitting there since fall, and we're currently in spring, and it's like, and it's been sitting there for so long that it doesn't even have its heat in it anymore. And we've gone through an eclipse, and we've gone through like a moment of shadow. Like we've gone through things, but they're not things that have to do with this, you know? I don't know, Leos. You guys are definitely stumped. You definitely feel stuck and you feel stumped. I feel like you have this sense of just not knowing enough information, which is why you don't want to move forward. But the thing is that for you to be able to move forward, you just need to move forward. Like you just need to go for it. And I feel like that's what's freaking you guys out, is that since you guys don't have this like cocky nature to it the way that you normally do, that's why you don't want to go for it. And I feel like that's why your cups are upside down, because you're not actually sure if there's water in your cups or not. You're not actually sure if like this is something that you want to like drink or like be a part of, because you just don't, there's nothing here. Like there is, but there's not much here. It's like with an onion. Like I feel like, I know that these are like cups of like wine or something, but to me it feels like an onion. And I feel like you just have not, you like cut the onion perfectly in half and you can see all the layers of the onion, but you haven't actually like unraveled the onion. You understand what I'm saying? Like you haven't bloomed the onion yet. Like you just cut it in half and then that's all you've done. And now you expect to have answers from that. But like, how are you expecting to have answers from that when you don't even know if there's a bug or something in your onion? Like you don't know anything about your onion because you haven't actually cut into your fucking onion. You just cut it in half. I feel like there's just a sense of, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to deal with this. Like I want to deal with it, but I don't want to deal with it. Like I want to deal with it. 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 But that's what it sounds like in my head. Like that's just what it feels like. That's what it sounds like. That's what you guys sound like to me right now. It sounds like you guys like want to go through this and want to deal with it, but then once it becomes like, once God is smack down in your face and telling you to do shit, and like once like the like an ever-knowing being is telling you, like your intuition and like everything is telling you to do something, you don't fucking listen to it. And I think that's the problem, is that you're just not listening to, like, you are getting the answers that you need to be getting, but you're just not listening to those answers. Do you understand what I'm saying? which is why I feel like you feel so lost in the situation, and why it feels like you're not getting much out of it. But it's because you are getting something out of it. It's just that you're not listening to it. You have your eyes blinded to it. You have your eyes closed to it. You don't want to pay attention to the signs that are very clearly in front of you. And I feel like that's the reason why you guys are going through whatever the fuck it is that you're going through. Like, there's not much else here. That's what's so weird, is that there's not much else here. Like, this is going to be a very short reading for you guys, because it's just, there's just nothing here. I feel like you guys are, it's the idea of things that's infatuating. It's the idea. You like the idea. But there's no motion in the ocean. Like, there's no, like, this doesn't feel like wine to me. It feels like an onion, you know? Like, it doesn't feel the way that I think it's supposed to feel, if that makes sense. Like, this card is supposed to be a card of unity, a card of, like, friends coming together and hanging out and being with one another, but it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like we're here hanging out, I guess, eating an onion. Oh, you trying to take a sip? No, I feel like it's an onion. Are you trying to sip it? Am I supposed to sip it? I mean, I guess I could sip it. I don't know if I want to. Do I sip it? Like, it just feels like you guys are fucking confused as shit. like it just feels like, I feel like there's confusion here, and there's a desire for more somewhere, but it's just confusion. Why am I feeling this way? Oh, okay, that's another good thing that you guys are thinking. Why am I feeling, why does this person make me feel this way? You've never been stumped before. You feel stuck because you haven't felt stuck. And you feel stuck. Why am I stuck? That's what it is. And no one is hearing your cries of, why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? Well, you're stuck because you're not listening to yourself, and you're not listening to your intuition. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? I don't want to be stuck. Why am I stuck? Am I stuck? We're stuck. We're stuck. I'm stuck. We're stuck here. We're stuck here. You're stuck here because you want to be stuck here. That's what it is. But, like, why do you want to be stuck here? That's the thing that I don't understand. It feels comforting. It feels like home to you. You like the way that it looks. You feel a sense of new there, like it may be like a new opportunity, or like just new emotion, something new. You feel like it's like a clean slate. I think that's why you want to be stuck here. It feels like a clean slate to you. But like, the only way for it to be a clean slate for you is if you like do something about it or say something about it. And I feel like this month you're going to learn like you're going to do something. Like you are going to start, you're definitely going to do an action of some kind. It definitely does feel like a clean slate for you, and I think that's why you're stuck in this so hard. And it kind of feels like this month, maybe the reason why it doesn't feel like courtship or commitmentship is because I feel like you're gonna go about this in an incorrect manner, be unhappy with the outcome, and then not want to say anything about the outcome, and then want to keep to yourself after the outcome, and then lash out after the outcome. It just kind of feels like you're too much in your head and not enough like doing what you need to do in order to be happy. Because notice how it's not water in this. It's swamp water. It's sludge. It's, you know, it's algae. It's things that grow in the water, but it's also not pleasant to the touch, you know? And it's not really something you want to look at in a cup. You understand what I'm saying? It's very beneficial to the sea, and it's very beneficial to, you know, the earth and stuff, but it's not beneficial for you to drink. And I feel like that's the... yeah, that's one of the things, that's one of the problems you're going to run into, is that I feel like maybe you have reached a point where you don't want to commit to this anymore, and you don't want to fill your cups with this anymore. And that's why this feels weird to me as well, because it's like you're still filling your cups up with the sludge, but now I feel like it's being disguised as something else. It's being disguised as a different type of courtship. You're not looking at it through the view of abundance and romance. I feel like you're trying to look at it, or you want to look at it on a viewpoint of friendship. And that's what you're going to start doing this month, is you're going to start looking at this as a friendship and not so much as a courtship. Because notice how you don't really have a lot of like yes, double tap pink, but like you're not in love with this person. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you want to be in love with this person so badly that you haven't looked at it from other avenues and other perspectives and like other ways to look at it. And it's because you see this person as a new beginning for yourself, and they very much well could be, but you have to look at it in a different perspective. You got to look at it from all perspectives. And I feel like you're going to start doing that this month. You're going to start looking at things objectively and not, you're going to start looking at things just differently. Like very differently. And it's going to also happen with the moon cycles. The moon cycles are very important for you for some reason. That's something that you really need to pay attention to. You really got to pay attention to the moon cycles for yourself. Because I feel like it could really help you. I feel like one of your issues is that you don't set like your desires on the correct moon cycle, and then that is why you tend to get fucked over a lot. It's because you're not setting your intentions on the correct moon cycle. I would definitely recommend looking more into like spirituality and stuff like that, but mainly the moon cycles. I feel like the moon is something that could really like help you out. And you got to stop living in your head, and you got to start having more action, because I feel like there's a lot of wind with you. Like a lot of feelings of thoughts and a lot of feelings of like just flow. And like, yeah, you can flow, but like you don't know how to flow yet. And I feel like you're going to start learning how to flow a little bit better, in this month, which is the whole point of the month of March right now for you guys. It's to flow. I feel like to flow and not let your thoughts consume your flow, And being more in action, doing more action, not just sitting down and hoping for something to happen. Like it's, but you don't want commitment. That's the thing. You don't want commitment. Like that's something that you're going to realize this month, is that this is not an emotional commitment. This is just something that's comfortable and something that you enjoy being around, and it's a new beginning. But don't see it as someone that is going to be there forever. Don't see it as the one and only. Don't see it as that, because once you start seeing it as that, it's going to start going down the drain. Like, you really need to see this as just being and like getting to like know each other, because you barely even really know why it is you like this person or why it is this person's in your life. So don't try to force things that are not meant to be forced, you know? And start filling your cups up with drinkable shit. Because I feel like the things that you're investing in right now are just not drinkable. Like this month you're gonna be investing in things that you thought you wanted and you think you want, but then once you have it, you start sipping on it and you're like, oh, I don't know if is this what I wanted? I mean, I guess this is what I wanted. Like, it feels like that. It feels like you're just going to be very uncertain this month. Like, there's just going to be a lot of feelings of uncertainty, but a lot of feelings of anew. Like, it's going to be new, but it's going to be uncertain. And the only reason it's uncertain is because you are not letting things just, you're not going to, like, this month, you need to let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. That's it. You got to let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you just got to let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can really get for you guys. Okay, now I want to get you guys some cards of advice. I definitely want to get you some advice cards to see how, you know, how this month can be different for y'all. Just some advice for Leos, please. May I please have some advice for the Leos? I'm also getting a feeling that it's going to be having to do with, this feels like a three-party situation as well. And I feel like you're going to try and make this three-party situation work. But I don't know. It could honestly work. I'm getting a feeling of like the third-party situation could really work. But it's just something where you're going to have to... You have to not be your cocky self. You need to not be your cocky Leo self. And I feel like that's going to be something that you're going to have to change this month for yourself. And that's something that is definitely going to be changing for you in this month regardless. Because I feel like you have, like, there's a feeling here that you're just not... It's almost like you're letting your guard down. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you need to let your guard down a bit. Because with the Scorpio, they're always on attack mode. They're always ready to fight. They're always ready for an attack. And I feel like the thing is that it's, you know, it's totally fine to be ready for that. But just don't be a dick about it, you know? And I feel like that's what it is. It's just like they just don't want you to be... And also don't overtly scream about it, you know? Like, don't be a fucking rooster about it. Like, don't be a dick about it. Like, just don't be a cock. Like, that's literally it. Like, don't wake people up. Don't fucking, like, don't have it be something like that. Have it be a situation that just unfolds naturally, that is just normal, that is cool, is good. But at the same time, it needs to feel right for you, because at the end of the day, it is something that, like, you have control over as well, you know? And I feel like you're going to learn that you hold a lot of the power in this situation. So you just have to understand that you have that power within you. And, like, it's just there, you know what I mean? Like, it's there within you. I just think maybe you're going to go about it in a different way. You're not going to go about it in the rooster. This time you're going about it in the way that a scorpion would. I feel like you're going for the attack instead of for the yelling. You know, like, you're being more sneaky, more conniving, more like in the shadows, more like I'm just gonna strike once like the thing is in front of me, instead of like with the rooster, where they're calling for their person to come to them. I feel like you're not going to be calling for the person to come to you. Sorry if this reading is very confusing, but like the energy is just super confusing to begin with. Okay. May I please get advice cards for Leo? I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. See, you got to listen to your intuition more. I feel like it definitely feels like what I said earlier in the reading, where you expect and you want things to happen for you, but like those things can't happen for you unless you make it clear that that's what you want, you know? And it's not just clear to yourself, but clear to those around you. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, let God in. I feel like you're just not... I feel like there's a part of you that's fearful of spirituality and of like just your inner voice, and I feel like it's because you don't like the answer that your inner voice is giving you, or you're afraid of the inner voice answer, or there's just something that you feel wrong and scared about. But it's something that you need to understand to be able to move on, you know? And that's another thing, is that how do you expect to get answers if you're not asking for those answers? I feel like you need to ask for the answers more. I love how I see Saturn right there. And Saturn is actually, a fun thing that I learned about Saturn is that it's actually one of the lightest planets that we have in our solar system. It's so light that it would float, okay, float in a fucking it would float in the ocean, bitch. Like, I learned that about Saturn. So you are something that has a very light nature to you, and it's something that I feel that people are very gravitated towards, because I mean, people fucking love Saturn, you know what I mean? Saturn's one of the most famous planets. It's one of the bitches that always gets tattooed on everyone, you know? But you just don't see yourself as this bright light, or as this beacon of light, and it's because you're afraid of doing so. I feel like you're afraid of going into your Leo nature as well sometimes. But the thing is that your Leo nature is not inherently negative. It's just negative when you're using it for negative things. You understand? You can be cocky but still be a cool person to be around. Like, you can be, you know, outspoken but still be a fucking cool ass person to be around. It's just, it's in the manner and in the demeanor that you do it in. And I feel like you need to learn how to communicate in a way that is both beneficial towards you and also for those around you. And with fated life versus destiny life, your fated life is the life that the universe has already set out for you, right? Like, that is the life that you are going to live no matter what, right? But then your destiny life is the life that you choose to have. So after having a fated life for X amount of time, there comes a point in your journey where you start to realize that you can decide whether you want to have that life or not. My fated life for the longest time, I feel like, was probably being like a scholar of some kind, and like being, you know, intelligent or something in school and shit like that. But I chose a different path. I chose my destiny life, and that is the path that I'm choosing to take as we speak. You know, I do things when I want to do them. I ask people questions when I want to ask them questions, and obviously there are times where I still don't do it out of fear, or out of, you know, a fear of rejection, or just, you know, fear of, you know, being told no even. But it's still my choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? It still ends up being my choice whether I tell that person how I truly feel or not. It still is my choice whether I want to go down that path or not. It's still my choice whether I want to eat this or that today, you know? It still ends up being my choice. And I feel like one of the biggest things is that you need to learn and you need to realize that everything in your life is your choice. So if you don't like the way something is going, you have every right and every power in your being to be able to direct that path somewhere the fuck else. And if you want to direct that path somewhere the fuck else, then you better go and direct that path somewhere the fuck else, because you have the power to do that. And loosen your grip. Loosen your grip on what is right and what is wrong. Loosen your grip on like, oh, well, what about this or what about that? I feel like you're not letting yourself go enough and letting yourself go with the flow enough. And that's why you're going to learn that this month. You're going to learn how to just go with the flow and let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. Let them happen naturally. Let them like just naturally flow within you, you know? Like, if you want to go text that bitch, text that bitch. If you want to go and fucking, I don't know, like, if you want to go hang out with friends this weekend, go and hang out with friends this weekend. If you want to, like, it's just fully up to you. And I feel like you're going to start to really understand and learn that it's just up to you. It is up to you to do what you want to do in this life. But yeah, just do what you want to do, Leo. And stop being afraid of shit that you can't control. You can control certain things, but there's other things you can't control. And just stop being so agitated with the things that you cannot control, because you can control certain things, and so just control those things. But yeah, that's all I really have to say for you, and I just really hope you enjoyed your reading, Leo. Alrighty, bye. Hello, moths. Okay, or Sagittariuses, sorry. Hello, Sagittariuses. You guys are embodying the moth energy upside down this month, so I feel like you guys are not really going to be in your element this month. Because the moth energy tends to be impulsive, hasty, and wishful. The moth is sure that the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when you're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of the great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, enthusiastic, whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others, jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. Okay. So since you guys are upside down, it kind of feels like maybe you are starting to learn how to be more independent and understanding how to be more of like, what's the word? Like, I gotta finish this thing because I just have to finish this thing. Like, it just feels like that. Like, you guys are starting to get better into getting into a routine and understanding that the light is what actually burns you. The light is the thing that actually hurts sometimes, and it can kill you sometimes. And I feel like you're starting to become more comfortable with the darkness and more comfortable with the idea of, I don't need to always be having a light to follow. I can just follow the one that I want to mainly follow. And honestly, I feel like that light could just be a firefly friend, you know? Like, I feel like it's something that you have started to realize that not all light sources are the correct light sources to fly to. Because you have things that are, you know, that are not harmful, like light bulbs and things like that. You just go near them, maybe they'll like slightly, you know, give you a little tusk, you know. But then there's others where it's like you might go into an electric field and you'll die, you know. I feel like you're starting to learn and starting to really realize that certain energy forces are not the right energy forces for you. And the right energy forces are the ones that make you feel like you're getting shit done and like you're actually getting things like finished, and like you feel like projects are being done, and you feel like you're growing, and you know, you're aspiring into like your aspirations are into something bigger and better for yourself, and not just like these small, you know, things that just make you happy in the moment or just content for the moment. I feel like you're starting to really find the beauty and the pleasure in wanting to find your ball of sunshine in a way. Like, you want to follow the sun. You don't want to follow things that are quick and harmful. You want to follow things that are all around you and that can help you and be beneficial to you all around you. You understand what I'm saying? Like the ray of sun. Like, I feel like the sun rays can really show you in beautiful ways and like where it is that you need to go. But it does it in ways that is healthy and beneficial towards you. You know, it's not like an energy orb where like you'll go into it and then immediately explode or anything. It's just a ray of sun that you get to see every once in a while, that you get to feel the warmth of, but it's not engulfing you, you know? It's not something that can harm you. It's not something that hurts you. You're starting to learn and to really like find yourself in things that are still fun and exciting and bright and new, but aren't harmful towards you. Okay, so let's get into your tarot. I've already pre-shuffled, you know, to make things quicker, so then we can just get straight into your reading. This one is actually longer than the water signs. I have more to say, I guess, for the fire signs this time around. But let me flip your cards. Yeah, exactly. You're going to be letting go of people that aren't beneficial towards you. And it's definitely going to stop your money flow. I feel like the thing is, I feel like this month, yeah, okay. This month, you're going to start focusing on yourself and focusing on healing your inner child. It definitely feels like you're going to be focusing more on what it is that you truthfully desire in this world, and not just fun, like quick, simple pleasures like making money or, you know, being financially stable. I feel like you're going to start really feeling like, oh shit, like there's more to life, and I want to fill up my life sand thing with desert. You know, like I want to go and get more out of life and fill that in my little life orb, you know. And it's definitely, I feel like, healing the inner child. You're going to go back into the prehistoric. You're going to go back to the past. You're definitely going to go back into, you know, feeling like a kid. You're going to feel like a kid again, and it's going to happen because you're going to let go of someone or something that is just not beneficial to you anymore. It's going to be a breakup. It's definitely going to be something that hurts. It's not going to be easy for you, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's going to make it easier for you to be able to heal your inner child. You are definitely going to be losing money by doing so. You're going to be losing that drive that you have for making money, and that drive that you have for creating things and aspirations and all that shit, because you're going to be going through heartbreak. But the thing is that I feel like the heartbreak was very much necessary, because you're not happy in where you are right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's not happy to be working right now. He's not okay with this. He's a little bit happier to be working, but he doesn't really want to work. He wants to stop working because he's upside down, you know? And like, I feel like money has been like a very huge like focal point for you, and it's gonna continue being a focal point for you in the month of March, but it's slowly gonna start dwindling into, I don't really want this to be my focal point. I want something new to be my focal point. I want my focal point to be something different, and to something that is beneficial for me in all aspects of my life. I don't want it to just be beneficial for me in like monetary, because that's all you really have in your cards is monetary. And I feel like the reason why you have this connotation towards monetary is because of this relationship that you were in. And the thing is that once you leave that relationship, you're not going to give a fuck about money, because you only cared about money because of this. You understand what I'm saying? But you're going to start realizing that there's more to life. You're going to realize that there's a lot of sand everywhere in the world, you know. And something that I said for one of my water signs, I forget which one, was that you're going to start seeing the beauty in sand, because sand is one of the best earth elements, I feel like, because it flows like water. It catches in the wind, you know what I mean? And it moves like earth. You understand what I'm saying? And also, if you burn it, it turns into glass, and it becomes this beautiful, clear, clarifying type of object. You understand what I'm saying? And like, it's something that I feel like shows you, and that can turn into something very beautiful if used and done correctly. And I feel like you're starting to realize and learn that life is forever changing, but that doesn't mean I need to lose myself completely. You know, that doesn't mean I need to not be grounded. That doesn't mean I can't have fun. That doesn't mean that I can't work well with fire. It just means that I can do it in a pace and in a way that is beneficial and happy for me, and something that I want to do because it's beneficial for me and it's fun for me. If I don't want to be burned in the fucking fire today and turn into glass, then I don't have to be burned in the fire today and turn into glass. If I don't want to fucking go in through the wind right now, then I'll just go in deeper into the sand cave, so then I'm not blown away by the wind. If I want to be blown away from the wind, then I'll come back up, and I'll be up here, so then I get blown away from the wind, you know? And like, it's I don't know, it's such a beautiful way that sand moves as well, because I feel like it flows like water. It does have like a flowing energy to it, because it does feel like a flow. It feels like a natural flow and like a natural progression of things, and it never feels stagnant, because it's always going. You understand what I'm saying? It's always moving, even when it's slowed down, even when it's stopped. It can still move again, as long as you just touch it a little bit, and then it'll start moving again, and it'll start falling into place and falling into the cracks that it needs to fall into. And it's a really, really cool thing. And also it signifies time. And I feel like the thing is that you're starting to realize that time is not something that you can get back, but also time isn't something that doesn't stop going. You understand what I'm saying? Like, time continues even when you're not doing anything. Time is still going. And I feel like you're starting to realize that maybe you haven't not been wasting your time, because there is no such thing as wasted time. But I feel like you're starting to realize that you don't like the things that you have invested your time in, and you would like to turn your little hourglass around and start investing your time in something different. I feel like you've been investing your time on left, when in reality you should be investing your time on right. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what it is that you're going to start to realize this month, is that you're going to start to realize that a lot of the things that you want to invest in are things that you should invest in, and that are important for you to invest in. And I feel like that's why you're going to let go of this commitment ship, because you're going to start to realize that this is not something you want to invest in the way that you've been investing in it, because it's completely morphed the way that you think about things, and it's completely morphed the way that you think about yourself. And I feel like that's why you need to connect yourself back into your childhood energy, back into your cereal energy, like back into just like Saturday morning cartoons, like eating a bowl of cereal, like being you and being myself, and that's it. You know, I feel like you just need to ground yourself again, but ground yourself in a way that is comfortable to you and comfortable for you. Not everyone is mud. Not everyone is dirt. Not everyone is gravel. Not everyone is concrete. Not everyone, you understand what I'm saying? Not everyone is not everyone is the same level or the same amount of groundness. Everyone has their own level of groundness and their own level of what it is they feel comfortable in groundness. And I feel like your groundedness is sand. You feel most comfortable in sand. And you love grass. I feel like you love being in foliage. You love being in grass as well. You have grass in all three of these, you know? Like, it's definitely something that you find joy in and that you find happiness in. I would definitely recommend even going to like a park, perhaps, because I feel like you have a good mixture of sand and grass there. But it's just, I feel like you're going to be getting into your thoughts more. And even though the emotions that come from your thoughts and the things that come from your thoughts, it's going to end up making you very clear-headed, because you're going to start understanding what it is that you truthfully want out of this life. And I feel like that's what's really important, is that you're starting to really come into tune with what it is that you really, really want, and not what it is you think you want. You're actually doing what you truthfully want, not what you think society wants, not what you think your mom wants, not what you think your dad wants, not what you think anybody, your commitment, your partner, like your fucking whatever. You're not doing what anybody else thinks you want. You are completely doing what you truthfully want. And if you want to be fucking poor for a month, you're going to be fucking poor for a month. If you want to make money for a month, you're going to make money for a month. If you want to fucking have sex, you're going to have sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing what you want to do. And the only way for you to be able to really do that, or the way that you're going to be doing that, is by connecting with your inner child. And I feel like that's what's going to be so beautiful, is that you're going to be spending more time with yourself. You're going to be spending more alone time with you. You're going to be seeing at the stars, looking at the moons more. You're going to be looking at the sky more, becoming more in tune with like your energy, and like just like with your surroundings and with yourself again. It's a very beautiful energy. Like, you guys are doing an amazing job this month. And just the sheer fact that you guys are starting to learn just what it is you desire, and what it is, and knowing that what you desire will make you truthfully happy. It will make you genuinely, fulfillingly happy. And I feel like you once had this idea that you wanted to be a god or a goddess, but in reality, that is not what made you truthfully happy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I've never noticed this skull before, but I'm noticing it now. And I feel like this used to be a situation for you where you thought you wanted to be a god. You thought you wanted to be this, like, ever-knowing, everlasting being, but you started to realize that it's actually doing more harm than it is good for you. And you don't want to do that anymore. That's not something that you want anymore. You are starting to look at things in a different manner, and I feel like what you truthfully want is you just want you I don't know. You want your castle. I feel like you may want your castle. Maybe you want to move. Maybe that's what it is you want to do. You want to move from a situation that you're in. You deep down, maybe you wanted this, or maybe you just want to move jobs. Maybe you just don't like the job that you're at. Maybe you want to move from your house. I don't know. But it definitely feels like your point of view has changed from wanting riches to maybe now you just want like a different type of commitmentship. Maybe you want a commitmentship with yourself, and that's what it is. You want a commitmentship with yourself, and you haven't had a commitmentship with yourself. And maybe that's what it is that you want. You want to be more in tune with yourself because you've been putting in a lot of energy into other people that now you just want to put your energy into you. Or maybe you want to put it into another person that's different, you know? But yeah, that's all I'm really getting for you guys when it comes to the tarot. But I want to get you guys some cards of advice. And I'm so sorry for that noise, okay? Someone is doing repair work, which is honestly kind of funny because I guess in a way you guys are going to be doing repair work as well. May I please get 3 cards of advice for our Sagittariuses? May I please get 3 cards of advice for our Sagittariuses? And it's definitely going to hurt. Like, the breakup is going to hurt because you definitely feel like this person was a soulmate of some kind or a commitmentship of some kind that should have stayed that way. And I feel like that's why it's going to hurt a lot for you. But I just feel like you're going to learn this month that it just isn't beneficial for you at this time. That doesn't mean that it can't be beneficial for you later, but I just feel like it's not beneficial for you at this time. And it also feels like it could be a 3-way situation as well. It could definitely be a 3-person situation, especially since we have 2 cards of romance. And so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you just let go of people that you're not supposed to be seeing currently. Which I feel like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you let go of a fuck buddy, but then letting go of the fuck buddy made you realize that, well, I still cheated on this person, so I should probably let go of my soulmate as well. Or maybe honestly something messy is going to happen. It could honestly be something messy where you just didn't want this to happen to you, but it happened. But that's what happens when you play fire with fire. You end up getting burned at some point. And I feel like this moth is starting to realize that they don't want to get burned anymore. And so I feel like the energy of this month, you're going to really start to come into terms with the idea that some of the paths that you have taken have maybe not been the paths that are meant for you, or not the paths that are inherently beneficial towards you. But the thing is that they are beneficial for you because they made you learn this aspect of yourself that you needed to learn. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not a negative thing unless you think of it as a negative thing. And it's not negative because, if anything, you getting found out for this is going to be a beautiful thing for you, because now you're going to be able to move on from it. And you're also going to be able to learn that maybe I shouldn't have done something like that. Maybe doing something like that in the future will be beneficial for me, because then I'll feel all these emotions that I didn't know I would feel. And now you know that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's also up to you how you decide to, digest that information as well. You can either come out being a better person because of it, or you can come out being a shittier person because of it. But it's fully up to you. And I feel like with the cards and with the energy of this month, I feel like you're going to end up being a better person because of it. You're going to start really learning aspects of yourself that you don't really like, and I think that's why you're going to be connecting with your inner child, because you're going to be connecting with them more and realizing why it is that they were the way that they were when they were younger. Why it is you were the way that you were when you were younger. When I say they, I mean you. Okay. But yeah, you're definitely going to start learning patterns about yourself, and it's definitely going to take some time, but right now is the perfect timing for it. It's on some divine timing shit. Like, I feel like it's either now or never, and they're going to do it to you now, because never is, they're going to do it to you now. Okay. May I please get 3 cards of advice for Sagittarius? Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Big picture thinking, pleads energy, visionary, inspired ideas. May I please get 1 more card of advice? Start bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. You definitely, I feel like, are going to be seeing that you didn't have to look at the pond. You could have been looking somewhere else this entire time. I feel like you keep looking at this door when you should have looked at the pond. I feel like, or vice versa, honestly, anything that you want it to be, but I feel like you haven't been focusing your energy on things that you were supposed to focus them on. And that's why your past life people are starting to come to you and starting to tell you, like, hey girl, just want you to know, like, you kind of fucked up here, you did something good here, or you did this here. Also, I am seeing like a dog in the clouds for some reason, or even a gremlin. Like, don't feed it after midnight, I definitely feel like this is something that you have to do throughout the day. It's not really something that I recommend you doing at night. It doesn't feel like something that is meant for you to be doing at night. Or it's like, do it at night to learn why not to do it at night. Do you understand? So have an understanding that if you do spiritual work past 12, scary shit may happen, but that scary shit happens for you to be able to finally figure out and realize why you don't do that scary shit around that time. Does that make sense? I feel like you need to have like your big hoorah moment to be able to really see the beauty in your everyday. And I think something big is going to happen this month, specifically at night. And it's going to be something that is going to feel scary, and it's going to be freaky. And I don't think you're really going to, you're going to think it's cool as fuck, but it's going to be a bit scary, and it's going to be freaky. But you're going to think it's cool as fuck. It's going to be cool as fuck, but it's also like not, but it's going to be cool as fuck. But I wouldn't recommend doing it more. I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time. But you definitely need it to be able to be activated, because that's, I feel like your problem is that you don't do enough at night when it comes to your spirituality. that they're telling you to do more at night to be able to fully enlighten yourself to what it is that you need to learn. And you got to see things from a better perspective. You got to see things as a nice perspective, because just by looking at this picture, I'm already getting a feeling that you think, oh my god, there's a murderer, a rapist, a pedophile, there's a scary person. I am not taking off my gown. I am not going into that water. I don't know who the fuck this man. It's like you haven't even said hello and you're already freaking out. Like, you're already freaking out and you haven't even said hello. But also at the same time, don't immediately trust the person either. You know? You got to find a balance within yourself. But also, I feel like you just don't trust people. I feel like you don't trust people enough. Which is why you're so scared and alarmed, and why I feel like why you're coming into terms with your childhood energy, because I feel like you're starting to learn why it is you don't trust people. Maybe why it is you don't trust people that are genuinely not out to hurt you. Because I don't know if this person is out to get you, but you're already feeling. And also listen to your intuition. Like, if you don't trust someone in your intuition, don't go after that person in your intuition. If your intuition is telling you no, then it's a solid no, you know? Because only you know whether that person is good or bad or not before you even start a communication with them. Like, you need to start listening to your intuition and start listening to yourself, because you are protected. You are being protected in the stars and in the cosmos, but you still need to listen to yourself. They can only do so much for you. You know, because they are just spiritual beings, you know. Not to talk shit. No wonder they cut my vocal cords off. But you guys are spiritual beings, and yes, you do have a lot of power, but at the same time, sometimes your power doesn't catch up when we need it to. And sometimes your power is you telling us, hey, don't go after that person, don't talk to that person. And you have to listen to that. Their power and your power is them telling you what to do and what not to do. And you really need to listen to it sometimes. There are times when you can definitely go against the grid and you cannot listen to them and see how things go. But when it comes to unassuredness towards like safety, you should probably listen to them in that, you know? Like, there's certain things you should definitely just have it be like an immediate thing that you listen to them on, like, about. Also, you guys need to rest more as well, because you guys are a little sleepy too. I feel like you guys just need naps, though. It doesn't feel like you guys are exhausted or anything. You just need naps. You need like little power naps, or like little moments of like clarity for yourself. Like maybe smoke a cigarette, or like have a coffee, or like go on a walk or something. But you guys need to have little moments of clarity for yourself. I feel like you guys don't do enough clarity work and enough clarifying for yourself. Because I can't. Well, yes, you can. You just choose not to. I don't want to hear no fucking excuse. I don't want to hear no fucking excuse. Public transportation is a thing. Lifts are a thing. Asking for a ride is a thing. Like, no. You have the option to do whatever it is that you want. It's just up to you whether you do it or not. And if you don't do it, don't come and bitching and crying to me because you didn't do it. But yeah. That's everything that the cards really have to say. I really hope you guys enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!